This is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. Burn. That's right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of X-Men Classics during John Byrne January.
John Byrne January edition.
Kicking off 2025 with a bang or a burn or whatever. Anyway, Burn. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, oh my, Days of Future gasp, it is.
Justin the Owl getting ready for the epic of the century. But which century is it?
I know, we're going to look ahead to that far-off year of 2013. Can't believe it. The 21st century, the year 2013. I'm like,
2013. Yes. Skynet, you got nothing on this.
I think they were 7 years off. Too early. All right. So, yes, kids, we are covering... I think this is Byrne's last on X-Men, right? John Byrne.
I believe so. I think it was right after this that he left, wasn't it?
I think so. So, yeah, we're going to be doing Days of Future Past, that infamous, famous storyline from Uncanny X-Men 141 and 142. Again,
it may have been the issue after that he left, in 143.
Maybe, yeah. Cause
he did that one with
Kitty
Pryde versus the alien. So, yeah.
At Christmas time. I always put that on for December.
Oh.
But, yeah, for December
I love
somewhere.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites of all time.
But yeah, just tell you how old this story is. Yeah, Kitty Pryde has just joined the X-Men. Storm has just become leader for the first time.
Yes, for the first time. And was Kitty going by Sprite then?
I think so. I think that was her first code name. Yeah.
She was still going by Sprite back then. So that also puts a date on this.
Oh, yeah.
Although she wasn't wearing that disgusting costume that she first had that had 5 million different colors in it.
Yeah, I know.
Do you remember that with the roller skates and all that? I was like, my God, stop it.
Yeah, she's basically in the generic X-Men costume, yeah.
Yeah, which works here.
Oh, yeah.
Normally I don't like that crap, but I think it works here. Especially where she's kind of like an X-Man in training.
Yes.
You know, it makes sense. Put her in the themed uniform.
Yes, that was the light hazing in the X-Men universe. Yeah, you gotta wear this yellow costume.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's got to go through this rite of passage. They got to wear this crappy old costume.
All right. So, should we
yes,
jump into these? Yeah.
John Byrne January rolls on.
Got some nice synopses for these.
Nice, yeah. Did you get the covers?
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, everyone knows these, especially this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is it. When you think of this story, like this is probably the image, or the next issue's cover. Like those two covers are the images that leap to your mind, I would imagine.
And I mean, I think this one's been homaged other places for other comics. And yeah, I mean, this is very famous.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Sprite, right on the cover, it says that.
Oh,
Sprite.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, kids. So it's so weird because, again, technically, it says Uncanny on the cover, but technically this is the last issue that's just X-Men, starting with 142. It officially becomes Uncanny X-Men.
Oh.
So on part 2 of a 2-part story, that's when it officially becomes Uncanny X-Men.
That's strange.
Maybe that's why Byrne left you like that.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. He said, "That's it. I'm out of here." That was a bridge too far. I'm saying.
There's not enough.
One word.
There's not enough. You call it Uncanny. There's not enough cleavage for me to draw in this issue. I'm out. All right. So, yes, X-Men 141 from January 1981, Days of Future Past, Writers Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Again, you know, it's Claremont and Byrne.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yep.
kids. Yes.
The cooks are in the kitchen.
Oh yeah. Penciler, also John Byrne. Inker Terry Austin. Colors Glennis Ween. Letterer Tom Morzowski. And editor Louise Jones. All right. In the 21st century, New York City had become a nightmarish environment. Wait a minute. How are things different?
It had become. Wait a minute.
It's even worse now. The rats are as big as dinosaurs.
And you can see the stink cloud from space.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah. New York City had become a nightmarish environment run by mutant discriminatory sentinels. Kate Pride, a mutant slave, is out on what is supposed to be a medical run when she is attacked by the Rogue Pack, human scavengers who hate mutants. She is rescued by Wolverine, who is now part of the Canadian Resistance Army against the Sentinels. He has come to warn Kate that there are plans to launch a full-scale nuclear assault on America if the Sentinels are not stopped. Understanding this, Kate hopes their gamble works and has given the last component of a device she has slowly been smuggling into the concentration camp that has doubled as home for most of her adult life. When she returns to the South Bronx concentration camp where she lives, she makes it through a Sentinel security sweep and walks past the cemetery. Yes, past the cemetery of dead heroes and mutants, all slaughtered for trying to stop the Sentinel invasion. She meets up with her husband, Colossus, and the last surviving members of the X-Men, Storm, Rachel Summers, Franklin Richards, and Magneto, who is now crippled and relies on a wheelchair to get around. Ah, the irony.
Oh, yes.
In their private quarters, the last of the X-Men put together the last component of a device that will jam the power dampeners that prevent them from using their powers. With her mutant abilities available to her, Rachel would then use her vast telepathic powers to send Kate's consciousness back in time. And again, we did this in the movies, but we used Hugh Jackman because, you know, Hugh Jackman.
Well, yeah, you know. Did they even have Kitty Pryde in the movies then?
Actually, yeah, because she was in X3,
the previous one. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, because she was there when they were sending them back, but of course, you know.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman carrying that franchise on his back for 20 years.
20 years.
Almost. Jeez.
It's so funny.
All right. And then, so yeah, she sends her consciousness back in time. The date is October 30th, 1980. And the X-Men are in yet another training session in the Danger Room. Their newest member, Sprite, walks in, unaware that the session is in full swing. Realizing the inexperienced X-Man is in the room, the other X-Men break their concentration to save Kitty from harm before Nightcrawler can teleport to the emergency shutoff switch. After, Kitty is scolded for entering the Danger Room when a draining session was in progress. When Nightcrawler tries to lighten the mood, Kitty instinctively flinches in fear. When the X-Men go up to the control room to prepare for Kitty's first Danger Room session, Nightcrawler admits that seeing Kitty flinch like that hurts, but he is confident that the girl will soon warm up to him. Yeah, in hindsight, that is so weird because, you know, after, you know, they're on Excalibur together and everything. Yeah, it's so weird, you know, when she first met her, it's like, ah.
Yeah. The age difference was, I always forget how many years are between them.
Oh, Nightcrawler and Kitty?
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of like brother and sister sometimes. But then you think that they're kind of the same age.
It's hard to tell, with Kim. It's hard to tell how old he is,
Yeah. It's depending on who's writing them. It's interesting.
Well, and again, I know it's
kind of a sibling relationship.
And I know it's Byrne, but once again, it's like, you know, they're married in the future, and she's like, oh, I loved you since the moment I saw you. I'm like, weren't you 13 when you saw him? Wasn't he like 17 or 18?
Yeah, I don't...
Once again, Byrne with the age gaps.
I know, yeah. I think he put that little detail in, didn't he?
He's the co-writer. I can put it past him. Once again, a male lead. You know, it's like, it
follows the pattern. It follows the pattern that we've established. I mean, we've seen it with with Heather and Mac over in Alpha Flight.
Reed and Sue.
We've seen it with Reed and Sue over in Fantastic Four. There's 2 prime examples, and then there's...
Oh, I've loved you since I was an adult male and you're in a very inappropriate underage girl.
Oh, the feeling was mutual. Yeah, I bet.
Oh. I was going to say she was too busy watching MTV, but I don't know, say you're the thing that at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my. Byrne. I knew what we were in for when we
John Byrne January.
When we were plotting John Byrne January, I knew what we were in for.
That's right.
When Kitty's session begins, she concentrates enough to activate her phasing powers and walks through the obstacle course with her eyes closed. I'm like, why wouldn't she? I'm just like, if you could phase, why don't you just walk right? I'm like, what are they going to do to stop her?
I'd be doing that all the time
Exactly.
in the danger room. Are you kidding me?
None of the traps that Xavier had set up to try and stop her from getting to the other side of the danger room seemed to stop her, which causes the X-Men to burst with laughter at the fact that Kitty's easily walking through an obstacle course crafted by the professor himself. I do love that, especially Wolverine sitting there cracking up. He's like, man, I wish Chuck was here to see this himself.
Yeah.
However, when Kitty goes to exit the room, she is struck by some strange force and collapses. When they rush her to the infirmary, they scan her brain for a mental attack and find that her brain patterns have changed, having become more complex. When Kitty wakes up, she surprises Nightcrawler by hugging him and is happy to see him and the other X-Men alive. Kitty, or Kate as she begins to refer to herself, shocks them all with this revelation. She's really the mind of her older self from 30 years in the future. She explains that she has come back in time to prevent Mystique's Brotherhood of Evil Mutants from murdering U.S. Senator Robert Kelly, Professor Xavier, and Moira McTaggart during a hearing on the potential dangers of mutants. Their murders will bring about the apocalyptic future in which she lives in. Although the X-Men, except Wolverine, are not so quick to fully believe this story, they decide to go and check on the professor anyway. Aboard one of Warren Worthington's aircraft, they fly toward Washington, D.C. See, we got a blonde biscuit in here for Justin. So.
Oh, yes. A couple, actually.
Oh, yeah. It's
my favorite biscuit.
extra butter.
That's right.
Oh, my. Along the way, Kate tells them how these assassinations would increase anti-mutant hysteria, and by 1984, an anti-mutant president would be voted into the White House who had passed the Mutant Control Act. Soon, almost every mutant and superhuman in North America would be wiped out by the Sentinels. The robots were meant to protect humanity, however, they would soon enslave the entire United States. She explains how her friends in the future had sent her mind back to her younger body, as she would have been the only one who hadn't been prepared with psychic defenses by Professor X at that point. She also tells them that the surviving X-Men in the future were also planning on shutting down the Sentinels operation in North America in order to avoid nuclear war in case she failed her mission in the past. Back in the year 2013, Rachel, Franklin, and Peter managed to escape from their concentration camp thanks to Magneto sacrificing his life so they could escape. So I'm guessing his powers must not be strong. Oh, he must have one of those collars on. Yeah.
He's got the collar on,
yeah.
But I thought even his power should be able to surpass that, but
he's just like, I'm such an old man, you know.
Yeah.
Because again, he's been alive since World War II. I'm like, how old is he at this point?
Yeah. The man that time forgot.
Exactly. Especially when Jim Lee's drawing him.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Back near carrying Kate's unconscious body, they meet up with Wolverine, who leads them through the sewers in the hopes of reaching the Baxter Building, where the Sentinels have set up their primary operations since taking over America. As they move through the tunnels, the Sentinels rip through the ceiling above to get them. Again, in a famous scene, their first blast kills Franklin, incinerating his body. Don't worry, we'll see him again in Days of Future Present. Scroll down.
That's right. Yeah.
The remaining X-Men fight back, and despite their ages, manage to defeat all the Sentinels facing them before continuing on their trek to the Fantastic Four's old headquarters. Meanwhile, back in the present, at the Pentagon, Raven Darkholm enters her private office and reverts back to her natural form, that of Mystique, the mutant terrorist. She has gathered the mutants Destiny, Blob, Pyro, and Avalanche into a new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants for the purpose of assassinating Senator Kelly. When checking with Destiny's precognitive powers, Destiny informs her that some unknown factor makes the future hard for her to read. Despite this, and despite infighting between Blob, Pyro, and Avalanche, they move on to enact their plans. Later, at the United States Senate, the hearing over mutants is in full order, and Senator Kelly is questioning Moira McTaggart when the X-Men arrive in their civilian guises. When the professor telepathically asks them what's going on, Storm imparts the information that she gathered from Kate. Just then, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants smashes through the wall before they can attack Kelly and the others. The X-Men change into their costumes and step in their way to stop them. To be continued.
Yes.
Oh, I should have said, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants smashes through the wall.
Oh, yeah!
Hey, man, Blob could do a good Kool-Aid Man impression.
Absolutely. Yeah. I bet he kind of sounds like that, too.
I can see it. Oh, yeah, Mystique said, we do good, we're going to Denny's after this. Yeah. Gonna get me a Grand Slam, boy.
Moves over my hammy all night long.
And of course, all these topical references. Takes sliding time into effect because again, they say 1980 and 2013. Of course, that's going to be sliding time. Oh yeah, in the future, that future timeline is Earth 811 because they even mentioned in the next issue.
811.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that number from.
Drew it out of a hat, I
guess. But yeah. They even say in the next issue, it's like, we don't even know if we're going to change the present by going back to the past. It might just create an alternate timeline, which is kind of the rule at Marvel until a certain someone had to have his way with the timeline. Bendis. Because, I believe it. I think that was the Mark Gruenwald rule. It's like, but before Bendis, back in the day at Marvel, if you tried to go back and change the past, all you did was create an alternate timeline.
Yes. Yeah, up to a certain point, that was the rule. Like, even in the when the Avengers came back after Heroes Reborn with Kurt Busiek and George Perez, when they had that storyline, that initial storyline when Morgan Le Fay entranced the entire team.
Oh, yeah.
I think that created its own timeline as well. Just that whole thing, if I remember right.
I mean, at least it makes sense. It's like, why doesn't, because I was thinking about that the one day. I'm like, well, the Avengers defeat Kang in issue 8. I'm like, why doesn't he just go back the day before and battle him again?
Yeah. Well,
but again, he's going to create an alternate timeline.
Dynasty, he kind of, in the Kang Dynasty, he kind of,
Oh, we should cut. Oh, yeah, we got again add another one to the list. Ding, the Kang Dynasty. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to cover that one. I kind of wanted when they were talking about doing it as a film.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? I thought that it would be perfect to cover it to lead up to the film's release or production or whatever.
Well, sorry, Biscuit Hunter. I don't think that's going to happen. So
no, that ain't going to happen.
We'll just have to throw it in. So that would probably be what? That's probably going to be at least a month, right? How many issues was that? Yeah, that was a while. That took
probably
a while.
2 months actually.
Yeah, I forget how many issues that it was, but that was a while.
I think it was about a year.
Was it a whole year?
There's an omnibus of it, and it's large.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think it's about a year. I think that storyline, because there were a couple of prologues and epilogues and things. So I think it was.
Yeah, because it's been forever since I read that, but it did seem like I was like, man, we're still here. I mean, it was good, but I was like, we're still here.
Yeah, it's a true epic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yes, add another one to the list, kids.
That's right. We're gonna have another one.
We don't need your requests. Me and Justin have enough requests to. Again,
we're already plotting out next year.
Again, Marvel Tales and X-Men Classics could hold this whole 4-day-a-week Capes and Lunatics. Jeez.
We're already starting to plan out for next year as well.
I mean, we got two podcasts. I should be like, okay, Lilith, you have this side of the street. Justin, you have this side of the street. Let's go.
The masterminds at work.
Exactly. Yes, this is the last issue before the title officially changed to Uncanny X-Men. Uncanny has been on the cover for almost all issues since X-Men 114, but officially it doesn't become Uncanny until next issue.
How odd.
But it's been on there since 114.
Yeah, what is it even about? What does that mean?
Oh, this issue marks the first time Magneto is called Magnus.
Really?
That's what it says, yeah.
The first time ever that they refer to him as that?
Magnus, yeah.
Wow.
Even though later reveals their name's Eric or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Chris Claremont thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Magnus. I could have sworn it was earlier than this. I thought it was back when he was in the Savage Land tooling around in that weird orange jumpsuit.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow.
That's what it says, but...
Magnus, okay.
Magnus. Yep. They tried to auto-Octavius him. Oh, the guy's name's Magneto. His real name's Magnus.
Yeah. I always liked that. I always liked Magnus. It was very distinctive.
I know. When then they named him Eric, I'm like, I guess there were, but I was like, were there a ton of Erics back when he was like born and.
Yeah, even with a K, Eric, there's a ton of Erics. There aren't very many Magnuses around.
Yeah.
Much more unique and distinctive. Yeah.
And I'm like, wasn't his family Holocaust survivors? I'm like, how many like Jewish families back in the day were naming their kids Eric?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it just always struck me as a more modern name. I was like, because again, he was a child in he was born before World War II. I'm just like,
right. Yeah, I always liked Magnus better, personally.
Yeah. They seem
Magnus Lensher.
Yeah, they seem to forget his age until they need that Holocaust stuff. Then they're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's his magnetic powers that are keeping him young.
That's a little theory,
right? Yeah, I believe it.
Or just like his mutant power. Again, I'm just waiting for the day he has a healing factor, because I swear every other person has a healing factor.
Hey, with the amount of stuff that he's been through, he should have one.
Well, again, they've all, thanks to the Krakoa era, they all died and been cloned, though. So it's
they're all basically immortal if it boils down to it.
Like, I was thinking about that. I was either yesterday or today. I was thinking like all the X characters are pretty much the original ones are all dead. These are all just clones running around at this point. Damn,
it's all a deep fake.
Damn Krakoa. All right, we ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. Another classic cover, but
yes. Yeah, I think this is even more distinctive than the first one, for sure. Yeah, look at that.
This issue, everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, look at that Sentinel.
Yeah, I forgot to remark, actually, in the previous issue, they had a little one panel that I found to be personally very controversial, because they had like a globe and they had a bunch of heads on there of all these superpowered individuals, heroes and villains, whom the Sentinels had taken down. And Dr. Doom's face was on there.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know how easy you're going to take him down, but yeah, I mean, Doom would absolutely be a target, but yeah, I don't know how easy
he would be a target, but there ain't no way those Sentinels are going to do anything to that.
I mean, they took out the Fantastic Four. I mean, Reed Richards, the smartest guy alive.
Well, I guess, but Doom.
But Doom and the Fantastic Four? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I saw some Avengers. Yeah, there's some Avengers on there. Captain America was on there. Yeah, maybe.
I bet they blew up a Doombot.
Oh, can you imagine?
He stepped through a portal, or he got on the time skiff, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here. Bye."
Yeah, how could you defeat Doom? He has a time platform. Well, you could just like time travel and just like place a bomb in, somewhere, and
blow up the Master Mold.
Yeah,
and, like turn the Master Mold into another Doombot. Right?
Exactly. And you would think Doom, if they were both about to become extinct, don't you think Reed and Doom would team up?
Yeah, right? Yeah, in the face of this robotic onslaught.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then throw some Avengers in there. I mean, come on.
Right.
That's when you get the...
throw everybody in there.
That's when you get the Illuminati, man. You get the smartest guys. You get Hank Pym, Hank McCoy, all those guys.
Doctor Strange.
And then,
yeah.
Then I think, wasn't for a while, wasn't Namor just there for eye candy or something?
Yeah, I know. I loved him being on the Illuminati. I loved that. I was like, Oh, that's so precious.
Justin's like, you're not on my list for being smart, honey. Shh. No talkie.
Yeah.
No talkie. Just take your shirt off. Shh.
That's right. You just stand there and look pretty. And if you need to slowly pour some water over yourself, feel free to do.
Oh my! Why do I feel like pour some sugar on me should be playing?
Or that, whichever.
Oh my! All right. Uncanny X-Men 142. Why 142? Again, in the middle of a storyline at 142. If they had done it like 150, I'd be like,
so
okay, I
weird,
get
right?
it. But yeah.
They're gonna change the title of the book like that. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Noel Tate. Hello, boys.
No.
No. Look pretty. Someone say my name. No, I'm talking to Justin. Who do you think we're talking about? Imperious Rex!
Imperious Rex, my bad.
It's not a blonde biscuit, so it's Namor. All right. Uncanny X-Men 142, February 1981. Mind Out of Time. I think we got same team here. Same everybody. All right, kids, this is going to jump back and forth. So, in the present, the X-Men have appeared at the U.S. Senate to stop the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants from assassinating Senator Robert Kelly. They have been led there by the adult mind of Kate Pryde, whose mind has been projected into the body of her young self from 30 years in the future. While in this same future, where the assassination of Kelly would lead to the passage of the Mutant Registration Act and the enslavement of all mutants, the last surviving X-Men head toward the Baxter Building to stop their Sentinel overlords before the rest of the world attempts to nuke America. I don't know. Can you blame them?
Now that you mention it.
That's what those drones are.
They're Sentinels.
Well, something, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, is it the beginning of this issue or the end of the last one? Because I read them back to back. But I love when the Blob's like, besides blonde pretty boy over there, I don't recognize any of you as X-Men.
Oh, yeah. I think it was the end of the last. Yeah, it was on the last panel of the last issue. Yeah.
Hey, no politics.
That winged bozo, you sure ain't no X-Men I ever met.
Exactly. No politics. No, what am I? Oh, how is that politics? No, I'm just saying, socially, this place is a shit show. So that's not politics. No. When one of our ambassadors to the world is.
You gotta give him that hook too and spit on that.
Yeah, that says a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
That says a lot.
Hook to it. You gotta give him that hook to it.
Thank you for that intro. No, all right. Oh, Days of Future Past was the last set of comics I sold around age 18. Why aren't you kicking yourself now? Because these are probably worth something, aren't they?
Probably, yeah.
No, if you don't mind, how much you get for them? Because I don't know when you sold them how much they were worth, but they're especially after the movie, they might be worth something.
Yeah,
especially if it
the reprints.
Yeah, especially if it's toward the end of Byrne's run on X-Men. Yeah, some of the last Byrne Claremont collaborations. Yeah,
yeah. I wonder what if they were really fighting right now while they were doing this.
Oh yeah, because weren't there disagreements over stuff and.
Yeah, they were just. I wonder if it was before this though that they were really starting to get into it, or if they were really into the thick of it here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe the underage romance between Kitty and Colossus might have something to do. Every time with you, John. What is up with that?
What is the deal with this?
What, a 17 or 18-year-old dating a 13-year-old? What's the problem? Noel said they weren't much then. His Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was worth a lot more.
Oh, right. Yeah. Especially if those were first printing. God, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Noel says, I think Chris and John were still getting along at that point.
All right.
Yeah, because we were saying we didn't think he was on the book too much longer, so unless just the moment they disagreed, he's like, yeah, all right, I'm out. Or I'm trying to remember, what did he take over Fantastic Four? Because maybe he left the X-Men to do Fantastic Four.
I feel like it was right at this time, because this was,
So early 80s, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that matches up well. Yeah, and it was Dave Cockrum that came back after he left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean I can do my own underage romances over there? Yeah, let's go, kid. All right. Yeah, I think it was FF. Yeah, I didn't know if it was direct line, but yeah, the timing is pretty close to it. Yeah. So yeah, he took over early 80s. Which again,
that was my introduction to him. Was over there.
And again, kids, stay tuned. The Marvel after that Avengers West Coast episode, the other 2 Marvel tales for this month will be John Byrne Fantastic Four issues. So.
That's right. Some more epic picks from Phil.
Featuring Galactus.
Yeah, the big ones.
And they started talking shit right after he left X-Men. All right. In 1980, the Brotherhood easily knocks past the security and attempts to attack Senator Kelly. Stupid screen. But the X-Men get in their way. As the 2 groups battle each other, Wolverine attempts to gut Pyro with his claws, but is stopped by Storm. I love what was it? Angel points out. We don't need Wolverine gutting guys, in public when there's cameras and stuff.
In broad daylight, yeah.
Especially during a trial for mutants aren't dangerous.
All these cameras running and everything.
We don't need Wolverine deboning a guy in the middle. That to start the 6 o'clock news. As the battle rages, a security guard leads Professor Xavier and Moira McTaggart away, only to gas them as she is really Mystique in disguise. With Xavier and McTaggart as hostages, Mystique checks what their future is like with Destiny. Destiny still cannot see past the interference that prevents her from seeing the course history is destined to take. Destiny is unaware that it is the adult mind of Kate Pryde existing in the body of her younger self that is causing the interference. Back in 2013, the last X-Men arrived just outside the Baxter Building, former headquarters to the Fantastic Four, and now the primary nerve center of the Sentinel forces that rule America. There you go. Take the lazy route. Reed Richards has all this stuff. Let's just take his... Yeah, he's dead. Let's take his stuff. With Rachel staying behind to watch over Kate's unconscious body, Storm, Colossus, and Wolverine go into action. Storm easily disables the Sentinel that is guarding the door, granting the team access to the building. Once inside, Wolverine uses one of the Fantastic Four's old signal belts to gain access to the private elevator that would lead them up to the Fantastic Four's old headquarters. As they ride the elevator up, they prepare to face the greatest challenge of their lives. 1980. As the battle continues to rage, Storm gets down on herself for not being as good a leader as Cyclops when she failed to see that battling indoors is not helping their fight. Using her mutant powers, Storm creates a wind that blows the Brotherhood and X-Men outside of the Senate building where their battle continues. The battle becomes more complicated with the arrival of the National Guard with some tanks and soldiers which the Brotherhood easily exploit. When soldiers arrive with a flamethrower, Pyro uses his powers to turn its flame into a giant fire monster that grabs hold of Wolverine. Storm manages to generate powerful enough wind to blast the flame monster apart before it can seriously harm him. When Wolverine is approached by who he thinks is Nightcrawler, another Nightcrawler lunges at the other and a fight ensues. Unable to tell them apart due to the damage done to his enhanced senses from being burned, Wolverine decides to dive into the middle of the fight with his claws. Storm stops him and manages to order him to put his claws away. Wolverine, hating to be ordered around, complies, but warns Storm... stupid screen. But warns Storm... hold on. But warns Storm that the argument is over. They are soon attacked by Blob and Avalanche. Wolverine and Colossus create a lever which allows them to toss the Blob at Avalanche, while Storm creates a monsoon rain around Pyro, making it impossible for him to use his flames. I love Colossus uses Wolverine. He's like, here, bend over. I'm going to put this metal beam on you because your bones won't break. While the real Nightcrawler lands a blow in his doppelganger, forcing Mystique to revert to her normal form. When Nightcrawler notices a resemblance between the two of them, Mystique tells Nightcrawler to ask his adopted mother, Margil Zardos, about that the next time he sees her. When Angel swoops in and distracts Nightcrawler enough to allow Mystique to escape, Realizing that Kate and Destiny are unaccounted for, the X-Men rush back into the Senate building, hoping that they aren't too late. 2013, exiting the elevator in the Baxter building, the X-Men spot a Sentinel working at one of the main computers. Wolverine orders Colossus to toss a fastball special. However, as Wolverine is hurtled toward the Sentinel, it detects his presence and incinerates him with a laser blast, leaving nothing but a charred adamantium skeleton. You can't say you didn't see that one coming, kids. It's right on the cover.
They actually did it, though.
Oh, it'd be funny if this was like the future that leads to the Guardians of the Galaxy in the 30th century, and this is where that skeleton comes from. Yeah.
Yes.
Storm takes down the Sentinel with a lightning bolt. However, more Sentinels enter the room. One impales Storm through the torso with a harpoon. This one is destroyed by Colossus. However, he soon dies as well. While down on the streets below, Rachel Summers listens to her friends die and sheds tears, hoping that Kate succeeds on her mission in the past. 1980. Destiny has cornered Senator Kelly in an office within the Senate and is about to shoot him with a crossbow. She is unaware that Kate Pride is in the room, and just before Destiny can fire the fatal history-making shot, Kate uses her phasing powers to pass through Destiny. This disorients her enough to make her shot just miss Kelly's head by inches. With history changed, Kate's mind is shot back into the future, and the strain causes Kitty to pass out. Storm arrives shortly after and takes Kitty away, while Destiny is taken into police custody. Later, aboard Warden's jet as it heads back to the X-Men's headquarters, Professor X probes Kitty's mind and finds no trace of her future self. Further, young Kitty has no memory of the battle either. When Warren asks the professor if they indeed managed to change the future, the professor can only say that time will tell. Yeah, because we don't even see once Kate goes back. It's, last thing we see is Rachel, because we don't even see Colossus die. She just, she can sense him dying.
Yeah. Did they ever go in a subsequent story? Did they ever go back to any of these loose threads?
I can't remember. I mean, eventually Rachel comes back to the present, but I can't remember if they ever show that future. Yeah. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I can't remember. But would that be too much of a downer of an ending if she gets back and nothing's changed? It's like, oh crap, we just created an alternate timeline. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious about that, if that was ever explored more.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Noel says this duo is really good at plotting the fights. Really smart stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That to me actually is the highlight of this. Like the future Doomscape stuff was kind of a bummer. I like the fight between the X-Men and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Like, that's my jam right there. Like, for me, like, comic books to me will always be the most fun and the most entertaining and the most appealing when it's two teams of super beings beating on each other for a whole issue. Like, I love that. That's what I fell in love with in the beginning, and that's still what I love to this day the most. So, I love it. And the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, like, this incarnation of the team wasn't around for very long. Like, in the 80s, they added some more members with Freedom Force and stuff, and then kind of they got blown to the wind and things like that. But
some deaths around that Mirror Island saga stuff, like Destiny,
Yeah, but then after that, they went to the Middle East, and a bunch of them got murdered over there pretty callously. So, it was cool to see this incarnation of that group.
Oh yeah.
And also, I noticed too that when they referred to Destiny, they said because it was always inferred that Destiny and Mystique were a couple.
Yes, Mystique's friend. Yes,
Mystique's friend, with quotation marks. I wondered though if
I was like, no roommates,
right? Yeah, roommates. I wondered though if that was in the planning back then, or if that was something that they later decided that they were going to develop further.
I mean, unless that's a rumor that came about later, I swear I thought was it Claremont or both of them? Supposedly, I thought they said Claremont wanted that from the beginning, but they didn't let him do it for how long.
Yeah.
But and again, I know she's holding a crossbow in them, but I'm like, no one can disarm this elderly. Isn't she an elderly woman? I'm like,
she's an elderly woman.
No one can disarm this elderly woman.
Yeah.
Can't use your can't use your mental powers on her, Charles. I don't know, something.
Yeah. Very gentle telepathic blast ought to do it.
Oh my god, the kid, he stopped that kid at the rump rally from shooting. No, whoa, politics, no. But yeah, I was just like, and again, the X-Men and the Brotherhood fight. Yeah, I love that stuff. I love when someone figures out how to get the upper hand on the Blob. I love that stuff.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh, Hulk 3.
Remember when the Hulk did it?
Hulk 369. Yeah. When Joe fixed it. Yeah, it gets him.
Kind of pulls on.
It just like start grabbing his fat and pulling it. Yeah. Blob's like, wait, my powers don't work that way, and Joe's just like, shut up.
They do now.
What was that? Early '90s, and he was like comparing him to John Goodman and stuff. And,
yes. Oh, it was so funny.
And he finally gets him. He finally gets him in the air, and then he like bats him away with like a steel beam.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess this incarnation of the team was around a lot longer than I thought. It was around for about 10 years.
I say most of the 80s, yeah.
Early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah.
When they were done.
And again, a couple people get killed, like Destiny, was that Crimson Commando or whatever? Yeah.
Crimson Commando and the fast guy, the speedster.
So is that Saber or Blue?
Blue Streak or something.
Something. Yeah. Don't some of them get killed in like a backup in an annual or something?
Yeah. I think it's the Kings of Pain.
It might be
annuals.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Like it's that.
Oh, add another one to the list. We got to do Kings of Pain, kids.
Yep, that's right. Well, we did talk about that when we were covering Proteus.
Yeah.
Because that's where he next returns.
Yes, and that would give us an excuse. I think aren't New Warriors in there too.
Yep.
Oh
yeah. We get a whole feast of stuff with that story.
Exactly.
It's all Fabian.
Oh yeah.
It's all Fabian and a bunch of different artists. Yeah.
All right. So, another Byrne episode, kids.
Yes.
Woo! I'm spent. All right. If I had the rights, Noel, I would have the Police song play in the background during Kings.
Yeah. We could do the karaoke version.
Oh.
We could do the bossa nova version. It's copyright free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love this story. I feel like now this story would be like a whole year long.
At least 6 months to a year. Yeah.
Ever. And like with the Kang Dynasty, like how that was.
The first issue would just be Kitty getting back to the present.
Yes. Yeah. And then have a big cliffhanger ending with her showing up in the danger room.
Issue 2 or 3 would be her explaining to them the horrible future she comes from.
Yeah, I love this. It's packed full of dialogue, but it doesn't feel like it's overstuffed.
Yes.
There's some genuine shock moments. Like, I was shocked when Franklin was killed. Like, the Wolverine death was surprising enough, but Franklin,
yeah.
I always thought that Franklin was going to be the one to survive everything. But nope, I was incorrect, as it turns out.
I mean, I guess we take him by surprise, because I'm like, shouldn't he be able to take those Sentinels apart pretty easy?
Yeah. Again, that inhibitor collar, I guess that even works on him.
Well, he is a mutant.
Yeah, but an Omega level mutant.
I think Storm's an Omega level mutant too, and it worked on her.
True.
So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and Magneto.
And that was surprising. Storm's death.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that they showed that in Shadow. That was tastefully done.
That's
because I felt like, if it had been otherwise, I don't think.
That's when Colossus freaks out and just basically does his kamikaze run on the Sentinels.
Yeah,
it's like Storm is
throws him right out the window. Yeah.
Storm is like a sister to him, and yeah.
It was a good story. It was a bit of a gut punch the first time I read it. I was like, oh man, this is pretty grim stuff. And this is, of course, where all of the alternate, parallel, future, grim, dark history,
It all starts here, kid.
All the dark future shit begins here. And everybody else just took this and ran with it.
And
so we get all the Hounds and Ahab and All that shit begins with this.
Any future timelines, it all starts here because eventually,
this is it.
Eventually, Cyclops marries Madeline Pryor. They have a baby. That baby gets sent into the future, and yes, we know how that turns out.
Right. They should just stop messing with time travel altogether.
Well, I heard that. I think is it Brevoort who said like currently right now, like he doesn't want like any of the like anything like that, like any of the time travel stuff or.
Oh, okay.
Like,
well, it makes sense.
The only
thing
they
do it.
Yeah, the only thing they're allowed.
Yeah,
the only thing they're allowed to get away with right now is basically Rachel because she's in a relationship with Betsy Braddock. Yeah, so.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
But they can't, like, there's no stories with them going back in time and tampering with different things that already happened. Like, if they're doing anything, that they're doing these, like, miniseries, like we saw with the Peter David, Joe Fixit, where they're going back in time and telling, like, untold stories of what happened in between issues, whatever.
Yeah, they could do flashback stories, but I guess for the X-Books, they don't want them to actually time travel. Yeah.
Right. Which is, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like it. Keep it simple.
Well, yeah, especially after Krakoa, we need to really get back to basics.
God, keep it simple after that, please. I mean, I don't really need a dumb story, but I don't need it to be overly complicated either. I really don't.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you picked up any of the Dazzler issues yet. Was it last week? Issue 4?
Oh, no, I'm so behind. I need to. Is the. Well, what issue are they up to now?
Issue 4 came out. I think that's the last one. But I think they said.
Oh, is it just a miniseries?
Oh, yeah, I guess. But I guess they said they're doing another one. Was it March maybe? But yeah, there's another one coming like next year. Yeah.
Well, I want to get that. So when I get the trade of it, why don't we cover that on the show?
Oh yeah, yeah. Man,
so I really want to read that. It's got Madrox in it. It's got Strong Guy in it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
yes.
I want to read that.
Domino, there's a bunch of people.
Domino, yeah, definitely. I didn't know it was a miniseries, though. I thought it was an ongoing.
Yeah, some of those are just miniseries. I don't know, but it seems like I don't know if they're just waiting to see because it's like, what's like Elektra's Daredevil? I mean, Erica Schultz is coming out with another one in January. That's like, oh god, that's like Elektra's maybe at least third miniseries. So.
Oh, really?
I said some of these
they're just doing minis now.
Some of these characters, they're just giving them the Venom in the 90s treatment, just giving them miniseries after miniseries.
Yeah, they did that with Venom for a couple of years.
Basically all the 90s, yeah.
The whole 90s, yeah. Oh man.
Because that's like me and Lilith did a bunch right before Ultimate Spider-Cast 300. How many did we do? We did at least 3 or so from the 90s, and I think we barely scratched the surface of the miniseries from the 90s.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it.
Oh, Noel said, I missed the 3-issue arcs. Amen.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot to be said for those. Yeah.
And again, if they're worried about collections, I don't care. Throw in 2 3-issue arcs in there, or, however many.
Yeah, exactly. Do a bunch of 2-issue stories where you have one cliffhanger ending that leads you to the next story, and then that's it. And I miss the days of the one and done stories too. Single standalone issues. I pine for those.
Between like 1 and 3 issues, again, every so often, giving me like a 4-parter maybe, but that's all you need.
I still remember with vivid fondness the Moon Knight series by Warren Ellis.
Oh,
where just about every issue was a single standalone story. I love that so much.
The Mr. Knight stuff,
more of that. Single standalone stories. I'm so tired of these long, endlessly drawn out stories. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, tonight's story is a perfect case and example. 2 issues.
Yes.
And look at how much story is put into this.
Yeah, and you're following, the present and the future. And again, we got it done too. Yeah.
And you've got basically 2 stories going on in these 2 issues. You've got the fight with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and then you've got all the parallel
fight with the Sentinels in the future.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You heard it here first, kids. Unbelievably, for the first time, Justin doesn't want it long.
Sometimes bigger isn't better.
Oh, my! Breaking news!
Yes, you heard it here first.
Next issue, Kitty's birthday. Is that... Isn't her? Oh yeah, isn't her birthday? I know isn't around like the holidays, like in December. Isn't it Christmas Eve or something?
Yeah.
But yeah. That's what me and Justin were saying. We want to do that this issue, no, because I almost put it on for December, but
I feel like she's Jewish too, isn't she?
yeah, she is. Yeah. That's what I'm.
Jewish,
yeah,
so,
but that's what I was gonna say. So was her birthday around Hanukkah?
Yeah, I think.
Huh.
Yeah, I love that issue, and I guess that was Byrne's last one.
Oh, okay.
Next one, because after that it's I think Brent Anderson and a couple other artists, and then Dave Cockrum comes back. So
yeah, that's what I said. For maybe next December, we need to do that.
Yeah, I would love that. We should do a whole episode just on that one issue.
Oh,
I could talk about that one issue for a whole episode.
Yes. Yeah. That would be interesting. Oh my God. I mean, I have to do some homework, but that would be interesting in December if we could do like something like, people how they celebrate the holidays. Some of these characters, like if they celebrate Christmas, if they celebrate Hanukkah, because
oh yeah, good point.
It took how long? But isn't Ben Grimm Jewish?
Yeah,
it took him forever to say it, but yeah.
Yep.
Mark Spector.
Oh God, there's two.
Yeah, those are the big three I always remember: like Kitty Pryde, Mark Spector, and Ben Grimm. Yeah.
Oh, wasn't Vance Justice?
Oh, Vance Astro. Mate. I can't. I can't remember. Maybe.
I can't remember. Maybe I'm conflating him with somebody else.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah. That's another thing we could do. Absolutely, on Marvel Tales or X-Men Classics or both.
Yeah. Oh, Noel said, there's some great Ben Grimm holiday issues. Yeah.
Yes. We just covered one on
I was going to say, it had nothing to do with his religious persuasion, but yes, we did on One World Under Doom, we just did a Fantastic Four 361.
Miracle on Yancey Street.
Where Doom's experimenting on drug addicts, yes. I think there's an issue somewhere with all the Jewish people together. That's really fun. Yeah, probably one of the holiday specials or something.
They do those holiday specials now, right? Don't they? Yeah.
Or I think back in the 90s they did some of those too. I have to ask my experts. I think Lilith read most or all of those. So yeah.
Okay.
I would have half the time. God, when I was still at the mercy of spinner acts and stuff, I hardly ever saw those.
Oh yeah, me too.
I don't know if they didn't order a lot or if they just sold out quick, but yeah.
Yeah, if they ordered them at all. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Justin?
All right. No, I think we covered this lovely epic quite well, Phil.
I should be like, anything else, Noel? No, thank you. Thank you for joining us, Noel.
Yes, thank you for your feedback, Noel.
No, anytime you want to pop on for like 5 minutes, just let me know. I can send you the link.
And I'm glad that you enjoyed this epic as well, Noel. Yeah. This is one of my favorites. Yeah, I love it.
Yes, I'm glad we brought back fond memories of you profiting off this story, Noel. All right, so like I said before, we are also doing John Byrne January on Marvel Tales, where we already did some Avengers West Coast, but we're also doing Fantastic Four 242 through 244 and Fantastic Four 261 through 263. Big Galactus stories, so
two more big epics on the way.
Yes. Yeah. But for February, here at X-Men Classics, we're going to go with the theme of Marvel Tales and cover some Captain America stuff. Seeing as how there's going to be a movie out.
Yeah, going for something a little bit different.
Yes, the first episode of Marvel or X-Men Classics for February, we're going to cover Captain America Annual 8. You'll know it by the cover where Wolverine's trying to cut through Captain America's shield.
Yes.
And
another classic. Yeah.
And Uncanny X-Men 268. I know you guys know that cover. That Jim Lee cover with Wolverine, Captain America, and Black Widow on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Another iconic classic cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other episode for February, again, keeping with the theme of those three characters. We're going to do the miniseries that just wrapped up within the last year. Wolverine Madripoor Nights 5-issue miniseries.
Yes, I'm really excited about that because I haven't read it yet.
It's another one of those, it's Claremont writing and it takes place, I think it's around that time of Uncanny 268. So yeah.
I'm so excited. Who's doing the art in that? I forget.
Oh, I forget. You know what? Got the iPad right here. I can just pull up Marvel Unlimited.
I feel like Did they get Jim Lee to do one of the covers?
He might have done.
Or is he
some
not doing
covers.
any Marvel stuff now?
I don't know. I mean, he's still at DC, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could say we're doing some Captain America next month, kids, and also some Wolverine. X-Men, Madripoor, Knights with a K, kids. So. Yeah, Claremont. I know Claremont writes it. Hold on, I'm going to have to open an issue to see. Well, the interiors are by Edgar Salazar, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I'm sure that
it might
they're
be
up
a
to
newer.
the task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's the cover for issue 1, yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's almost like
I'm
painted.
going to love that. Yeah, but I'm going to love that. 5 issues?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
And, And we waited a little bit on this because, yes, all 5 issues are on the Marvel Unlimited app right now. So, oh, yeah, I love it. Got the corner box and everything.
Oh, nice.
Look, they even did the old logo.
Perfect.
I love it.
Yeah, the old logo. Oh, I love it.
All right.
Instant serotonin boost.
Oh, yeah. All right, kids. So, yes. So send us your thoughts on all of the John Byrne stuff, the X-Men stuff we have coming up next month. And again, for Marvel Tales, yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of our favorite Mark Gruenwald Captain Americas. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out on social media.
Versus the Serpent Society.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some great stuff.
All right, kids. So, yes, send us all the thoughts on all of this stuff. Stuff we've talked, stuff that's coming up. All right, so email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes and Lunatics merch. And again, deadlier than any Mystiques or Destinies or Sentinels, Lilith Hellfire demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
So yes, please don't make us dance on that pole, because who knows when John Byrne's going to be creeping around thinking we're underage.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
No. Again, I know nothing about the man and his habits, but it just seems like there's a trend in some of his stories. Well, at least 3 of his books we can talk about.
Yeah.
All right. And, of course, the Patreon, where, again, Lilith and I give you exclusive content just for the subscribers, uncensored. And, of course, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can request topics for us to discuss, so help us program the Patreon. Oh, my Lord. If you haven't listened to December yet, listen to December, because we did Christmas wish list, and oh my God.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I still need to listen to that.
Oh my God. Lilith Hellfire. I mean, I was like, I think this is what she wants. But she's,
Did she surprise you?
oh my God. It's like if she had $1 billion. I mean, oh my Lord.
Oh, nice.
Oh, here's,
I got to listen to that.
here's this one of a kind thing for $10,000. I'm like, oh my God. It's just.
Limited editions.
It's like stuff on Elon Musk's list. I mean, it's big stuff. So,
wow.
Yeah. So, but yes, subscribe to the Patreon, and you can suggest topics like our good friend Justin the Outrunner.
Yes. Yeah, I've suggested a couple for this year already.
That's right. And more coming soon. So, yeah. Oh, and Ray requested finally. We shamed him when we talked to him on Scarlet Spider.
That's right.
Yes. I actually got the Ray request. Yes. After we shamed him during our Scarlet Spider talk. Yes.
I love
that. Pretty much what I asked him to do is, he wants something, me and Lilith have never revealed before, and bonus points if it's for stuff we don't know about each other. So
yes, yeah, I love that.
All right, so yes, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, and you can find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, kids. Now for this Justin the Owl. You can always catch him here on X-Men Classics and Marvel Tales. So pretty much covers the entire every week. It's either Marvel Tales or X-Men Classics. You can always catch him. Again, we'll have random One World Under Dooms and Energon universes floating around, so keep an eye out. But he's now also the new co-host with me and Ray on Scarlet Spider or whatever hell else we decided to talk about once a month. So
yeah, it'll be a spider cast of some design.
Yes,
I would imagine.
And we might
topic may vary.
Yeah, we might sneak in a Doom. We might sneak in a Wonder Man. You never know.
Yes, you never know. It might be an X Factor.
Yeah.
Three. Yeah.
Oh, Ray's chomping. Do some Peter David X Factor.
Yeah. We'll definitely do some of that.
Oh, yeah. So you might get a bonus X-Men Classics that month, kids.
That's true. There might be, we should announce that here. You might get some bonus when we decide to do those. Because that run was, 2 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. So when we finally get around to that, we'll have a few extra episodes of X-Men Classics.
And then if we wanted to get back into it, I mean, he comes back after a while on X Factor.
That's true. Oh, yes. That second series was magnificent.
And again, focusing on really when he came back, focusing on Jamie Madrox, one of Ray's other favorite characters. Yeah,
that was excellent.
So of course, yes, all of that, and then you can catch Justin at least once a month on We're the Night,
the Batman podcast.
Speaking of Ray, and of course you can catch Justin every so often here and there on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast. So again, keep an eye on that. You never know when he's going to swing by.
Yep. I'll be there a handful of times in the new year.
And again, you're like, no human being could possibly do any more podcasting. But Justin is more than human, yes, because not only does he podcast all over here in Capes Lunatics Sidekicks, he shows up on these other shows. So Justin, tell them about all of these shows.
You can also find me on these fine shows every month. Gamma Charge with Russell, where we discuss either the Immortal Hulk or the sensational She-Hulk. We are alternating coverage on those two series over there. And we have a Patreon, so do check that out. And over on Predator and Prey, we are joined by the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, and our aforementioned co-host on the Spidercast, as well as Sparky, to discuss some classic Dark Horse comics featuring Fox's Predator. And last but not least, the Lost Library of Legends, my solo show, is all about forgotten and completely undiscovered, for the most part, comic book series that fell through the cracks through the decades, including the Malibu Ultraverse. And I'm happy to say that I will be doing a multiple-part spotlight on the Malibu Ultraverse title called The Strangers.
Going back to the 90s here, bitch.
Some Steve Englehart magic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And some of the worst superhero names ever.
Oh, my. Well, that's the 90s.
Yeah. But he really leaned hard into it. Yeah. That's what you'll do when you read some of these names for the first time.
Oh my!
Like Adam Bob.
Oh wow! Or like
the Hard Master.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna say, is there any chance we could get? I've heard a little bit of Sparky. Could we get her on one of our episodes, or is she too normal?
I don't know. I bet she would. Yeah, I'll have to ask her what she likes for other comics.
Yeah, see what she wants to chat. Yeah.
Interested. Yeah, I bet she'd be interested in that. I'll ask her. I think we're recording an episode tomorrow night, so I'll ask her then.
Or unless we just invite her to a Scarlet Spider with you and Ray.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, too.
So I could sit there and be like, how do you deal with these guys?
Yes, I'll have to ask what her non-Predator and Alien favorites are and see where we can go from.
Yeah, I want the star of the show. not you hangers on.
She is our expert on all things to do with the Predator and the aliens. Yes.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, stay tuned to all your favorite shows on the Capes and Lunatics for John Byrne January.
Yes.
More to come, and then again next month, we're going to cover some Wolverine and Captain America stories.
Yep.
And Black Widow.
Oh yeah. All kinds of good stuff to come.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I swear next episode we're going to have a big battle. It'll be like, okay, what covers better, that Captain America annual or that Jim Lee X-Men?
Oh yeah.
So I was just going through my head. I'm like, which one's better?
tough.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, kids.
That is tough.
Come back next time, and we'll see when we go back to the future in the past.
Again.